Welcome back to BBPN. I'm your host, Cadet Tank, and we have everything BBPN related and then some. Yes, that's right. We have Corn, Nurgle, and Hooligan with the extras clip also put in there. So just stay tuned, watch it. It's all good watch, trust me. All right, let's start it off with the Nurgle division. Not with Panda this time. He caught the Nurgle.
Christ, I gotta do another one, do I? Alright there, BBPN there. Due to the £5 slipped underneath the broadcast booth there, I've been told to cover the Panda division. Alright, that's what they told me. Anyway, we're going to review what's going on here. Yeah, you can see they've already got into day 6. Yeah, that is correct there. So only 3 more to go here. So we're going to review in reverse order there the teams and how they're doing. Alright, let's get this started. Alright, first up we have here, of course, is Yorick's Mighty Titans. Swear they're in the wrong division. The way they're playing, you'd think they're in the wrong division here. As you can see, let's go a quick review here very quickly. He's built up a pretty impressive roster of the Ogres. He does have the 6. You can see almost all I've got. He's got the 1 break tackle. But right now, his biggest concern has just been lack of casualties. They're just not getting enough here to really start skilling up fast enough. It's been a bit of a problem. As for the Snotlings, you can see he's been taking regular casualties here. He can't keep a full roster up. And because he can't get wins, he can't get enough, quid, and he's not getting any fames, he's not getting any benefits there too, fan factor. Well, there's loyal supporters. There's always going to be loyal supporters. There's 3 rerolls. It's good, but so far, bottom of the division, they are still fighting hard to get a win. They've got 4 more games left to go. And can they actually do it? Panda opinion. Yeah, that's how he feels about it. All right, let's look at the next one. Alright, here we go. Cool Rich Dude, Spy Splinter. Yes, it is the Bretonnians. Surprisingly, sitting at team position number 9. It's been a rough season for this team. It's not from lack of a coach, it's just from lack of the team actually pulling off the miracle. And they have had several close-fought battles, but it's just not quite happening. It's the only way to describe it here is just, it's Nuffle. He's a cunt. Alright, let's take a look. He's down to the 3 blitzes, yet the odd death keeps coming in, but they are good players. You can see here, here's his problem, his blockers. He's had to do different replacements over time here, and of course, they're not leveling either, so only one's got the god. As for the peasants, well, the peasants are peasants. You don't expect much of them anyway. But, great fan fact. So it tells you something's going right. Here's Polke, 3 rerolls. He's bought the extra cheerleader and coach assistant so he can maybe get something to work there. But he's due for some wins. He really is. Panda opinion, it's pretty much been like that. All right, let's go to the next team. All right, here we go. Death Skull Extinguishers here. Luke of the Quad 4s. Well, again, he's surprised where he is in this division. And he's sitting at position number 8. And it's surprising because it really is a decent team. But for some reason, it's just not translating into wins. Or at least not enough wins. Now, let's go take a look at how his team's developing here. The Mummies getting along pretty well here. As you can see, they've got, decent little skill sets there. He's decided now to go with the Cage Breaker with the Stand Firm. It's a good combination there. As you can see here, the Ghouls and the Whites, they're also developing along pretty nicely here. And he's got one little banged up, but he doesn't care about that. Meanwhile, he's got the hardest working zombies in the league. And no, seriously, these zombies have been absolutely phenomenal. But it's just not translating into enough wins here. But again, he's got 4 more games probably to go here. 3 rerolls, decent fan factor, and of course you can see he's even grabbed coach assistant cheerleader. This seems to be a factor going on here. A lot of times, these teams need to win the fame. Panda opinion? Eesh. Alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, here we are. Murderlopolis Mayhem Hammer time. He's having a great time. and he's sitting surprisingly in position number 7. Again, not where he expected to be at this point here, but that's how it actually tends to work here. All right, so let's take a look at the team. Let's see if something's been going wrong. Well, it doesn't seem like anything's going wrong there. Bull Centaurs have developed very well there. He's even got the key blodger there, one with dodge. He's working his way up. Another touchdown. He's got the blodge. You can see here the dwarfs there building up pretty strong here. He's even got 2, filthy claws, as they'd say here. Bit of mighty blow, bit of god. And then you can see there the hobgoblins. He's got one to put the boot in. And then, of course, doesn't have a Minotaur. As people have said with Tross, they don't really need one. Fan factor 7. He's got an apothecary, 3 team rolls. It's just hard to say what's really going wrong with this team. But who knows? Like I said, they got games in hand. Maybe they can improve the position. Panda opinion? Yeah, just say no. Anyway, next team. All right, now it is the first of the Chaos teams here, and they're positioned, again, not exactly where they expected to be. The Void Rift Raiders by Sky, yeah, our king of the kill camera. So let's take a look. As you can see, they have been roughhoused like you wouldn't believe. Taking a look here, he's got one really good Chaos Warrior, but notice armor decrease. His days are limited. Notice a gap here. Yeah, he ran into a team who he paved off with a claw. More of the story, don't face a certain team with claw. It tends to get your team beat up. And let's take a look here. It is a good set, though. At least it was, anyway. But it is block and block C. He's not falling victim to the 1 in 9. Isn't that right, certain world? Anyway, going on here, he's got the sure hands, but of course he's been niggled, so that doesn't help here. He's got the 1 kill piece when he stays on the pitch. And he's got the 1 block. This is a good decision here. He's decided he's got to break things open, literally. So the Minotaur's gone with claw. This might turn things around. Low fan factor for this division, but that's maybe a bit alright. 3 rerolls. It's maybe the team, maybe it's time to break out, or maybe it's time to have a panda butt land on your face. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Alright, now it is a team that has surprised everyone with how well it has performed here. Yep, good credit to you, the Turtle Lickers, Asuka. You've done a great thing. Now, notice yet again, it's a Wood Elf team that's been pretty beat up, and yet here they are sitting in rank number 5. They are looking phenomenal. Now, as you can see here, yeah, typical Wood Elf team, almost typical here. Notice there's a lot of things missing here. Well, it's because the things keep dying. This team now probably leads the entire league in number of deaths suffered. Yes, he's even beaten the Pro Elves on that one. And yet they keep coming back for more, and they keep finding ways to mostly win games. Except for recently, but that's another whole story here. Look, AG5, it's a phenomenal piece here. Tackle, strip ball, another fantastic. The War Dancers are just doing absolutely great jobs here. As for the rest of the team, those that survive, I stress the word survive, end up doing great things. But here's the problem. Every time he replaces these players, suddenly he suffers a 2-death game. It's not like he doesn't have an apothecary, he can't heal all of them, and he does try. 3 rerolls. A low fan factor, that's starting to cause problems to you. The panda opinion is basically some days it's good, and some days, well, you just get eaten. Alright, next team. Alright, they've suffered a bit of slip at the surging back here. The Blitzberg Bumblebees, good time, good rhyme. Alright, let's take a look what these Dark Elves have actually done. They are in an impressive standing here at rank 4. They are fighting their way back to the top where they figure they belong. And they might not even be wrong on that. Let's take a look at this team here. Extremely well-developed Dark Elf team here. Notice there's no assassins in there, and there's no runners. As for the blitzers, they are doing the business here. IG5, phenomenal piece here. He's got the Blodge Tackler. He's got another one to tackle. He's not realizing dodge is becoming an issue here. At least he thinks it is. But the Witch Elves, the Calendar Girls, this is the reason this team does so well, and this is a coach who knows how to exploit and use them. He is phenomenal. Fan factor is 7. Good apothecary. 3 rerolls. The team, absolutely fantastic. Panda opinion, yes, he is the metal brought to this division, the Panda division. Are you sure that's the right name for this? Anyway, carrying on. Alright, currently standing in at number 3, there is our other nicely lovely Chaos Citizen, Kreslus Circle, and it's, well, the commissioner there, the cadet. Well, we'll see how he does here. This team has been doing sometimes good, sometimes not so good. They're on a good run now. Let's see how long that actually lasts. Let's take a look at the skills of the Chaos Warriors. Well, they're a bit underdeveloped here. They haven't been doing much, but he does have one. This has been a surprising piece, and I have seen It has been a great piece here, used by a very smart coach. Diving tackle on a Chaos Warrior. You wouldn't think it, but it does fucking wonders. Meanwhile, yeah, the beasts have finally started developing there. As you can see, he's got his one Kilgore, as they call it there. The other one, well, he's rightfully going to take a bit of time out there. And then here is the one to go get the ball. At least that is the theory if he survives. Movement and AG, it's a good pick. All he needs now is a mutation to actually pick up the ball, and you're not stopping him. This is going to be, you can see it's going to be a C for mutations, and this does all the scoring. And of course, the one tackle because, well, he's scum. Of course he is. All right, 3 raid rolls, Poltergetti. Beautiful fan factor there. Honest Panda opinion about that. Yeah, he doesn't like this team because it's better than it is. Anyway, let's go look at the next one. And here we are coming in number 2. The Knights who say, yay! It's McMackey. For a team he claims he hates playing, and yet here they are, riding the top of the division there. Now, let's take a look at how this team is developed. It has been brilliantly done. You can see the blitzes holding everything in. He's got the mandatory blodges. He's got the tackler, Frenzy, which he uses to great effect. He's got, of course, the leadership hands. There's the quarterback. And he's got one who can hustle. Look, that's movement 8 on a blitzer. 8 on a blitzer. I stress that again. There's very few that can go that faster. And then let's take a look at the blockers. Again, brilliant development. They've all leveled up at least once or twice. Strength 4 on guard. Lots of luck getting him out of the way there. Or even Mighty Blow. And then the penalty doesn't care about, and rightfully so there. 10 fan factor. He's doing great there. Only the 2 rerolls, but his answer is with the leader. He doesn't need the extra one. Why blow the team further? It's going absolutely great there. And yet, he hates playing this team. Go figure. And yet, here they are. Well, Panda opinion is just shock and awe at how good this team's really going in a good coach's hands. All right, it's coming. Let's take a look at the last one. And there they are, standing in the top of the division, the last place you ever thought they'd be. There they are, the Sons of Panda. Guess who? Look, it's all his fault. Remember that. He picked it. All right, let's take a look how this team is crunching its way along here. Good Lord, this development finally. As you can see there, the linemen are getting guard finally. There's even a strength increase one. Well, that is insult to injury, isn't it? The runners, as has been noted, that is an abomination right there. Blodging. This one moves even faster. And then you look at the Troll Slayers. They have finally figured out how to hit things. One really knows how to hit things. He hits them pretty fucking hard. And, of course, the mandatory Death Roller because, well, who cares about, bloat? They're dwarves. Let's take a look here. 9 fan factor. 3 team rolls. Of course, the Apothecary, and they don't need anything else. It's just scary playing this team. But you also want to know what else is scary there? They've upgraded. They had nothing better to do. Well, what is the Panda opinion? Yeah, exactly. This is all your bloody fault, you twat. Alright, let's sum this all up. Alright, so let's go and take it what the standings are here in the Panda division. As you can see, after the bit of a review there, it has been quite the crazy run. As you can see, the Ogres have, well, they're due a win. They've got 4 more games to do it in. And it should be a good day of just pounding it and pounding it and pounding it. As you can see here, it's the extremes here between the 2 Bretonians from 9th to 2nd. In between Chaos, same thing. Bit of extremes there. Wood Elves, Dark Elves, and of course the crazy surprise there. Sitting at the top. Well, thank you very much. All right, and now let's go and take a look at the upcoming schedule here. Day 6, as you can see there. The Bumblebees are getting back on there. They finally managed to stick a win into the Wood Elves there. 2-1. 2-0. Yeah, Panda. Yeah, it's hard to say there, but what's been going on? Every time Chaos shows up, they beat the crap out of them. The way it should be. Meanwhile, there's the Ogres. They've got a tough one here against Chaos. That might be a good solid pounding. The day might be due. He's long overdue, isn't he, lads? Meanwhile, the Bretonian Wars. Yeah, a bit of a civil war there. They're going to fight for the favour of the lady. I understand my sister has volunteered to be that lady. Aye, none of that. And meanwhile, at the bottom here, Murderopolis Mayhem versus the Death Skull Extinguishers. I'm going to love that. These are both fantastic coaches here. Both are long overdue a good breakout game. So it's going to be tooth and nail. It's going to be delight to see. All right, let's send this one out, lads. Alright, lads, there we absolutely have it. Thank you so very much there. We've had a grooving good time. And also a good special thank you there to Panda. Yeah, thank you, have a wave, because he let me have a chance to go and review this division there. So, we're going to see how crazy this division goes on. Remember, top 7 guaranteed to fight for 8th. This is not over till the fat Aveling dies. So remember, Nuffle, bless your dice.
Oi, good one, Scum. Thanks for covering Panda's Nurgle division. Alright, now let's go ahead and go over to Finhale with the extras.
Alright. And 3, 2. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the extras. My name is Finhale Nisha, and I welcome you indeed from after a long hiatus over the seasonal break. Allow me to introduce my co-host and fellow anchor, Mela. And it's great to have her back. So, as you might be wondering, Mela's portion of the show, at least, is more or less tied along with me. We get to be co-anchors and watching over how the rest of the show actually develops, and potentially even insert some of our own side stories and such from at least different things that we've been working on the side. That being said, however, we should be able to just move along pretty easily. And what the hell is this? Why are you in color? In fact, why? Why? Look, I've been working on a lot of things over the course of the break, okay? It's just been technical difficulties that I've finally been able to fix over the break. So let's just drop the subject. Oh, I'm sure it was just that. Really? That's the only excuse you've got? Well, that's just kind of expected, honestly. At least she's being honest about it. Hey, Mela. Business is alright. Who am I kidding? Business has been great. Do you have any idea how much this has been going on? It's just so good. I've got such a great segment coming up. Well, then, I guess we'll just go ahead and start with you then, Grimwald. Might as well then, right? Hey, you're not the boss of me. But, man, you have no idea just how great it has been. All right, you bunch of degenerates, welcome to Body Count. You all know how this game goes. This is the part of the show that I get to relive all the glorious deaths that have transpired over the course of the season in the second round. 21 deaths. Do you know how much that is? 21! It's so good! Now, to put it into some perspective, there have been quite a few games and such. Now, being that it is in the second round, there's also been condensed down into 3 different divisions. I'm going to be covering exactly how each division contributed to this glorious amount that you all have managed to make happen. First up, we have Khorne Division, and living up to its name, we have not 1, not 2, but 7 deaths contributed to the great thing that is my shop. Oh man, you cannot imagine the inventory that I've got on these guys. On the docket, we've got 3 Sauruses, 1 skink from the collective 2 lizard teams there, 1 Dark Elf, 1 Kislevite who probably leapt into the stands and decided just to end his life right there, and a little Wood Elf who had kick. And I bet he's kicking himself, because that's exactly what I'm putting him on. He's doorstop duty. But, of course, the prime de resistance, of course, comes from the fact that one of those 3 Sauruses happens to have been a level 3. Krokgar. Not the same one. There's not even no relations and such. But this one thought he'd live up to the legend. He even had block and mighty blow, trying to claw his way up to the top. Now he's just clawing up his way up the side of a handbag. Now, normally, I don't really care that much for Nurgle. You all know that. But I have to admit, these guys have been shelling it out. 10 deaths contributed. Oh, man. I have to admit, they know how to get things done. Now, it should be stipulated, though, that Nurgle has gone on far faster than the other divisions put together. They're somewhere around, like, week 7 or something like that right now, so they're far ahead. But that just means more times to add the bodies. Now, this list is a little bit long, but we'll get to it right quick. We got one hobgoblin, just a little goblin. No, nothing worried about from a Chaos Dwarf team. Then we got 2 sacrificial goats from one or two of the Chaos teams there, and one of the Warriors of Chaos too. A little leveled up. Yeah, thought he had block. Thought he did. Now he doesn't, because he's dead. Then we have a slew of Wood Elves, 3 of them in total. One who happened to have pickup block, which didn't help him at all. And then the other one who had kick. I'll just put that one next to the other one that I have. And then, of course, we got a Bretonnian peasant. That peon thought that he was so smart, thought he knew how to block. It was like, hey, I got an idea. How about I stop it in front of this freaking guy who has all the heavy hits? I bet he's regretting that. He's not. He's dead. And then, of course, we have a Dark Elf to throw into the mix. But this Dark Elf's not just nobody. He was actually in the other one that was of notable note. A level 3 Blitzer of all things, named Buzz. And of course, these guys start off with block, but he goes ahead and picks up dodge, and then doubles up into a guard. As if don't go ahead and paint yourself a bigger target. At least you died the way you live. Fast. Now, for the hooligan divisions, these off-brand nitwits have only got 7 games to go play before they have to go off and separate before they can get off even closer into the, finding out who gets to go from that division to the playoffs. But these guys are stuck on week 4 because the Camry decided to go get lost. And how many deaths did these little losers decide to pick up? 4. It's still deaths are good, but quality here is just kind of lacking. 2 pro elves, 1 skink, and a goblin. Nothing really big here. Just kind of mediocre at best. And then, of course, we got the dishonorable mentions. These guys here, I guess, technically should be counted in, so the total number of deaths would be 25, but we all know that undead and Nurgle teams don't count. That's just disappointment. These guys are also taken from the collective measures of each of the divisions anyway. Grand total, he got 1 ghoul. I think it was like his 2nd time or something like that. Now he's on his 3rd iteration somewhere. Not even keeping track of that. It's just sad. And then 3 rotters, but that's to be expected. Back to you guys. I need to go check on the store.
Oh, well, thanks, Grimwald. That's actually quite a bit. I wasn't expecting to see so much death and carnage.
Yeah, well, it's, whatever.
In any case, I think it's about time that we started moving on toward...
Oi! Don't forget about me, you friggin' git! Got it?
I wasn't forgetting about you, Red Hand. Matter of fact, you were the next one on the list that I was going to bring up.
Good. Kinda needed it. Been a little while since I've been on the show anyway.
I know, that's why I was about to mention that.
Oi, Mella, why did you even bother to stick with this jerk? I mean, he's not even that bright. Oh, yeah, totally. Matter of fact, things have gone rather well for me. Ever since I started putting on this show, I've gotten all the advertisements that I didn't expect to get. Much less all the patrons and such going forward. Oh, man, you should see all the shiny teeth and coins and such that I'm making. I'm just inching it. I'm just swimming in it. Oh, and all the odds that I've been giving out. It's just been glorious. Oh, sure. Matter of fact, if you can do side gig and not such for me, I'll even throw in a special cut for you.
Oh, is that what you call it? Oh, and that whole thing before and the last time that we talked, you think that's going to go over well? Mm. Red, how about you just go ahead and do your segment? Please.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that. I've been waiting to do that all week and a half. 2. Was it 2 weeks? I don't know. All right, you kids, you know this part of this show. There's red hands odds. And in this then, you all know how it goes. I'll pick certain games of the weeks, and I'll give you the odds for them. Now, this one's going to be a little bit stretched out because, as Skelly said earlier, Nurgle's gone ahead and rushed on forward. So I'll be covering up a couple of different weeks, and I'll be covering up 2 different weeks for each of the divisions. Starting, of course, with Corn. Corn Division. Bloody freaking Gobotex. Corn Division has been a little bit slow, which is kind of surprising, honestly. Oh, jeez, freaking Gobos. Oh, in any case, I'll be covering weeks 5 and 6 for these guys, seeing if they can manage to get things going at least. Speaking of which, week 5, I'm going to go ahead and stop right into it. This game I've decided to pick, I figured is going to be rather something worth watching. Not My Panda versus Gorgeous Gals. Now, Not My Panda happens to be an up-and-coming Chaos Dwarf team, and the Gorgeous Gals is a Dark Elf team. Now, these guys might appear a little evenly matched in their own respective categories, with, Chaos Stunties being really good at punching, and the Dark Elves being all fast and squishy. Basically, this one's kind of a toss-up, honestly. If the Chaos Dwarfs manage to pin down the Dark Elves, well, that's just kind of how that one goes. But if the Dark Elves manage to keep out of the reach of the stunted little runts, well, they got that one in the bag. Basically, this one boils down to who screws up first. Now, on to week 6. We've got Orson Around and the Ice versus the Ice Queen. But Orson Around's a Khemri team, decent development. There's some of them bigger mummies of things. But they're getting some decent development. But they're against the Kislev team, frigging Ice Queen, just whatever. They're actually kind of a bit of a interesting little lot, honestly. Freaking leapers and going all around. Probably the one thing they got that the Khemri don't. Mobility. Which kind of odd giving the odds over to the Kivzivs. I mean, now if the Khemri was able to keep them contained, much less put some of them down, then they might have a chance. But slight edge goes over to the Kislevs. 40-60, even to me. Now, over in Nurgle, these guys have just gone and ruined the whole name. Nurgle's supposed to be slow. Stupid gits. Now you're thinking they're in the Slaanesh division, which is stupid. That's not Slaanesh. Idiots. These guys have gone ahead and just sprinted right ahead. Basically, they're on like week 7 to 8 on how these predictions is going to go out. Speaking of which, the first one that I've picked up is going to be against the Turd Lickers versus the Knights Who Say Stuff. Turd Lickers is a Wood Elf team, rather low, all things considered. Knights Who Say Stuff is a Praetorian team. Frickin' Knights. Hate them. Hard to really punch in, but oh so satisfying a crunch. As far as how things development goes, Turd Lickers has been relying on the same bunch of gits to get them through all the nasty bits that they've been getting themselves stuck into. Now, compare that over to the Brits here. They seem to have gotten their acts together and know how to run the game balls all their own. This one's kind of a more of an edge over to the Brits just because of their sheer numbers and development. But that's not to say that the Turndickers don't have their own bits of surprises. I've seen those gits just running around all the time there. Bloody war dancers. Hate 'em. Hate 'em with a passion. On to week 8, however, this one's going to be a game to watch. This one probably has playoff implications and all that comes with it. Murderous Mayhem versus Sons of Panda. Now, these guys is basically 2 dwarf teams. The Chaos Dwarves and the regular Dwarves. I hate both of them. Literally. Like the Dwarves. What's not to love? Because there isn't anything to love. Can't wait to cut the beards off of them. But these are also some of the more developed dwarf teams that I've seen in recent, at least in this season at least. And which basically means it's going to develop into a nice big old slog. And it's going to come down to basically who's going to break who first. So, good luck to both of you. And by good luck, I mean kill yourselves. Really hard. Do it. On over to Hooligan Division, we've got an interesting mix. Theirs is a very short division. They've got like 7 games, and they're on week 4, waiting on the last game to be played. So this one's going to be covering up the last 3 games, 5, 6, and 7. Speaking of which, number 5 I've picked is between Directions and Stinky Boys, a Chaos team and Nurgle. Now, it's not to say that they can really offer anything big and substantial. They're both rather equals in their own rights, development-wise. They both hit hard. They both can take a hit. And this one's kind of a toss-up in its own right, too. This one kind of comes down to who breaks first. Seeing a running gag going on here. So, that's kind of how that one's going to go. But it does offer interesting options that should pop up for both teams. Both needs wins. Both can get wins. Draws mean losers. You don't want to lose, boys. It's bad. Week 6 picked Directions again, but this time against Pounding It. Pounding It is the division's local lizard team. These sorry gits just don't have what it takes from what I've seen. Freaking running around, getting themselves killed off. Kind of hilarious, honestly. Deserves it. But Directions has the advantage just because of the sheer might that they've got going on into it. But, freaking little skanks is slippery and all that. So, you gotta expect them to be trying something snaky and such. 60-40. Last game, however, is one that has rather interesting odds going in their own right. You got the number 1 elf buggery. I'm expecting them to be at the top, just because they're stupid bloody elves. Oh, why? I just don't get it. From everything I've seen, they've just been all over the place. Literally, they put the Kislevites to shame, make them jealous. But they're freaking elves. They don't deserve it. Not in the least. Hate them. Now, Rune of Seas is a necro team, rather fast from what I've seen, but they've had a string of bad luck. Now, if they can somehow correct that luck, they might be able to do it. Matter of fact, if they can contain the elves, they've got a chance. But they've got to contain the elves, and they can't, because they're leaping bastards. Oh, it's just irritating. Yeah, that's about it. All right there. Back to you guys. It's good to have you back, Mela. Keep that asshole in line.
Well, thanks for that, Red. I don't exactly need her to be telling me that anyway. But I think that's about it for us over here at the Extras. This is Finhel Nisha saying, if I can't make my own luck, I'll just take it from you. Back to you, Cadet.
Hey Milla, I have a business proposition for you too. Maybe we should talk about why everybody else pays attention to the corn division with Ace. Coming up right now.
They say there is honor in battle. They are fools. We fight for the Emperor, but the blood we spill serves another. More Lord of Death, keep our souls, lest they fall prey to him.
Welcome back to BBPN. I'm your host, Ace. Scar is out right now as he has some things to do in the void. But welcome back. New year. Holidays are over. Hookers are gone. All the booze is gone. And a new streaming device set up. So it's nice and happy. Hopefully you get better quality and better FPS. But let's go ahead, look at our leaderboard, look at our schedule, and then let's look over the teams as we are 4 days into the Corn Division. So, the very first teams is the former world champion Nats, coached by Guinness, taking the #1 spot. Next up, we have another Wood Elf team taking the #2 spot. Tied, it's actually a 3-way tie for 2, 3, 4 with the Wood Elves, the Kislevs, and the Lizardmen. Bringing up at #5 is the Dark Elves, but they still have a game to play, which could completely change it. If they do win, they move up to #2. Kimry taking out #6. Lizards, High Elves at #7. The Dr. Helix's Lizards bringing out #8. Goat Boys, Chaos Dwarves bringing up #9. And Nurgle, Scambammer, his fun little build looks like it's finally hit a brick wall and is bringing up the bottom of the barrel. So, can't really say I'm surprised. I'm surprised Helix is as low as he is, but just one win can jump him up a few spots. Let's see our schedule and then we'll go over teams. So, day 1 we have Guinness, the Wood Elves, beating the Nurgle 5-2. We have the Dark Elves beating the Lizards 1-0. We have the Lizards beating the Kislev 2-1. We have the Wood Elves trouncing the Kimry 0-2, and then we have a tie with the Chaos players and High Elves. So, next game we have the Wood Elves once again blank the Nurgle 3-0. Lizards and Chaos Dwarves 1-1. Dark Elves beat the High Elves 2-1. A tie, Kimry ties the Wood Elves 2-2, and Dr. Helix's Lizards tie Quarterus's Kislevs 2-2. Next up we have the Nurgle falling 0-1 to the High Elves. You can see a kind of a pattern coming up here. Not My Panda, the Chaos Dwarves falling 2-0 to the Kimry. The Wood Elves fall 0-1 to the Kislev. The Lizards pick up a win against the other Lizards 2-1. And the Dark Elves fall 3-1 to Guinness's Wood Elves. Our final day has one more game left to be played, as we have Brick Grotto, the Nurgle, falling 1-4 against the Dark Elves. The Fallen Nats Wood Elves going 3-1 to the Lizards. Don't Pokemon Lizards 2-2 against the other Wood Elves. Ice Queen Jester's Quarterus being 2-1 against the Chaos Dwarves. And we have yet to have the High Elves and the Kimry play. Let's go ahead, let's look at our #1 team so far, though, in the Fall of Nats by Guinness. So you can see they are out a player that was I mean, it's an elf, whatever. Let's see, we have a Treeman with Grab. We have a War Dancer with Strip Ball, Sidestep, and a Strength Up. This needs to be killed. Another one with Movement, Sidestep, and Tackle also needs to be killed. If you're letting them get this high, if they reach level 5, Nats, you fail me. These things need to die. Just kill them. a catcher fresh, another catcher with guard. Oh, man, I'm tired. Guard and block, so he does have a blodge with guard, good support piece, a thrower with dodge, a lineman with strength up and a block, so a decent line elf, more guard, wrestle, and he is going to be missing kick with a AV6. Still only 2 rerolls, 8 fan factor and apothecary, but it's wood elves. He has the money to replace the lineman that he needs. He can even start getting a bench of all things, and we'll see if he can continue to keep his number 1 spot. So number 2 is the others, the Oakleys. So as you can see, he has 2 war dancers. One is nowhere near as leveled as the other, but he does have tackle and sidestep. The other one was movement, strip ball, and tackle, so he is going heavy on the tackle to make sure that Dodgers aren't getting away. Wrestle, an AV down lineman, so he's just there to get hit. Dodge with, is that going to be a niggle, or is that going to be just a fractured arm? Whatever. Dodge, a strength up, catcher, and then a blodge, sure feet, sidestep catcher, and a tree. Again, another good looking Wood Elf team so far. A few more skills are going to make them super dangerous, but still falling behind Nats just that tad bit. Next up, let's stick with the elves, and let's look at the high elves, the role players. See, yeah, not looking because he still only has 8 players. He does have 2 blitzers, one with AG up of all things, a catcher with mighty blow, a lineman with blodge, a lineman with dodge and kick, and nothing else to speak of. This is elves. They could still pull a bunch of bullshit, but with this being round 2 and it coming and playoffs starting to loom, he might start having issues coming in with 3 players, loners every game. But we shall see. He does have the 7 fan factor. He does have 3 rerolls, so we'll see if he can make it work. So next up, we're going to keep with elves, and let's look at the dark elves. As you can see, Witch Elf with Blodge sidestep. The other one still has yet to get that first skill. Blitzer with an AG up and Blodge, so he's just going to be busting in everywhere and doing what he wants. Block, block, Blodge, block, guard, and block, so a lot of block. The 1 and 9s aren't going to hurt him as much. Some guard for some support. Blodgers to keep him up, so he has 3 Blodgers, so unless you have tackle, there's going to be 3 players hard to take care of. 8 fan factor, 3 rerolls, 110k in the bank, so he could probably replace this one person. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he picks up an assassin at some point just for that shadowing, but we'll see in the future as they are starting to look really, really good. So let's go off of elves and let's go into basically wannabe elves. We have the Kislev, or as also known as the Sline. Yes, these are not your frogs, these are a bunch of Russians. So we have a lineman with block, we have a guard stand firm bear, a lineman with block, wrestle, block and tackle, block, blitzer 1 SSP away, block mighty blow, catcher with guard for good support, so leap in, get the guard in there, and then leap in and hit with probably the tackle or this guy. Kicker with a movement down, but it's just a kicker, no big deal, and a lineman as his ball carrier with sure hands. This is starting to look really, really good. Blitzers with their amazing skill access. I'm surprised I'm not seeing a Blodger on here somewhere. But he has mighty blow, he has tackle. I'm surprised he went block with all of them, because how I like to make one blitzer as a ball hawk, you know, give him that wrestle, give him shadowing, sidestep, and all that fun stuff, and he just becomes your pure ball hawk, but a lot of block and some wrestle, so 1 and 9s aren't going to harm him as much, and we'll see if he can continue on down the road with that 7 fan factor and 3 rerolls, and see if he can keep this team healthy, because that was the issue I had when I played him. Let's go on to the handbags now of the lizards. Let's go with the higher rated one so far, Cthulhu Fatagan. So he does have a skink with a movement up, but a niggle, so that is prime foul bait or even hit bait. double sidestep, sure feet. So pretty normal skink skills. So there's his runner, there's his little sidestep annoyances, and there's the dude that's the one-turn threat. Mighty Blow guard with block on both these guys, but the other ones, no block whatsoever. And as you can see, yes, the elves were able to kill one, so he is down a Saurus next game. 7 rerolls, 3 rerolls, 7 fan factor. Decently built team, but these Sauruses without skills are starting to really hurt, because 1 and 9s are the bane of a Saurus team. So until these guys can get some skills, and the new one he picks up, they're going to be a huge pain in the backside. Then we go to Dr. Helix, Don't Pokemon. So we see the Croxagore has guard. The star player here was Pylon, block, and Mighty Blow. Block, tackle, block, 2 more sources leveling, so probably block. A skink is going to level, so unless it's a double, it's probably with sure feet, sidestep, you know. The usual stuff. A skink is hurt, but it's just a mixed next game, so no big deal. He's going to be missing. He's not going to have his spare skink, but I don't think he cares. And the AG up skink, which is his star player for ball carrying. All in all, pretty decent, especially now that he has these sources leveled up. He gets this one leveled, and he is golden. I think he might start to turn his season a bit around, and I hope to see him in the playoffs. Now we're going into the slower teams here, and let's go with the Chaos Dwarves. Not My Panda by Goat Boy. So Bull Centaur with a, yes, folks, do not turn off your TVs. That is a Bull Centaur, not only with sure hands, but a double AG up. Yes, what you are seeing is a strength 4, agility 4 Bull Centaur. This needs to die. This is a abomination against nature, and I want to see it dead before playoffs. You got me, Nat? BPN, you got me? I want to see this thing dead. This thing should not be allowed to live. That's not right. And as this guy has pointed out many times, whose Chaos Dwarves totally balanced, right, guys? Totally. Because on top of that, he has 5 guard, 1 with Mighty Blow, 1 has an AV down, but still armor 8, and all that guard. Good luck getting a really good hit into him constantly. Dirty player niggled, or move it down. But who cares, right? It's just... But who cares? It's just it's a Hobgoblin. He's just there to put a boot into someone's nads. A Hobgoblin down here with Dirty player as well. And a Bull Centaur with tackle for Blodgers. But only 5 fan factor, which could bite him. As you can see, a lot of teams bring in 7 or 8. 3 rerolls, 1 apothecary. Yeah, this is an extremely strong Chaos team, especially with this Bull Centaur. This thing needs to be taken out, and quick. Just no more words, that's just fucking stupid. Then we'll go to Lando the Gambler, the Khemri. So he is sitting on 4 level ups. 2 of them Tomb Guardians, probably going to get block. Blitzraw with tackle. Throw-Raw with Blodge, which is just retardedly good. Throw-Raw leveling up, probably going to get block unless doubles and pick something up. Let's go. Then with tackle and wrestle, I don't know what else you would give him. That's a hard choice. I don't know what else you would give him, but he is sitting on a level there. And a Dirty player skeleton for fouling. 6 fan factor, 3 team rerolls. Now the Tomb Guardians are kind of leveled. He is getting a decent amount of levels, and I think he might be able to get into playoffs with the amount of skills he has here on the key players anyway. I think this is looking pretty good. I give him a pretty good shot getting in. And the final one, Scambammer. The Brick and Grotti squad here, guys. So the whole point of this build was every game he goes in, he's going to have Brick and Grotti. It's a fun build. I enjoy Scambammer's little fun builds here. Nurgle's block, Mighty Blow, Dirty player, kickoff return, AG up rodder, and a kick rodder. Not and this is really going to kill him, 2 fan factor. 4 if you really count for the rerolls events, but yeah, only 2 fan factor, 3 rerolls, sitting on 10k because he's had to replace Rodder after Rodder after Rodder. And I think he actually had to replace the Nurgle Warrior at some point too. But yeah, this team isn't looking very good. It's beat up, but he's having fun with it. It's always a blast to watch play, and I can tell it's just for fun. So we'll see what he comes up with next year, because I don't think he's getting to the playoffs, sadly. But I'm interested to see if this team can maybe pull a miracle out. So Scambabber, if you can, I'm rooting for you to pull that miracle out. But I'm a realist, man. We know it's not going to probably happen. But it's still an interesting team to watch all the same. And there you go. That's your 10 teams so far in the Khorne division. I shall see you guys next time, hopefully with Scar, as he returns from the Void, I think next week. And we will be covering the probably 5-6, if I had to guess, days. And we will see who, if any of the spots change, any big updates on the teams, and or playoff implications. Until then, guys, I'm Ace, and I say spill blood for the Blood God and collect skulls for all Skull Thrones. Until next time, you filthy heretics.
Yeah, I think we can do something like that. We can work something out. Oh, great job, Ace. Another fantastic episode, I'm sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and move over to the Scum in the Hooligan division. No, you stay here. It's okay.
Here we are. Yeah, everyone likes the good intro there. Here we are, Hooligan Division. We're going to give you a basic rundown of what's going on in the end of the season part here. Well, basically, it's coming up. We're now, 4 games in, and they've only got 3 more to go before they decide the playoffs. So we're going to take a quick review and see how the teams have indeed been doing. As you can see there, Elf Buggery has found a way to climb on top. That's saying something, ask me sister. But yeah, indeed, 3 wins and a draw. They are fighting on to stay top number rank in the division. Right behind them, of course, is the Amazons. Quite a battle between those two there. 2 wins, 2 ties. It is the underdog, and he has been quite the surprise there. You can see there, it is Rah-Rah-Rahs. Yet the Khemri are showing that this might even be their house. They're going to change the corp. It's just the way they like it. Rule the seas. Yes, 1, 2, and 1. It's finally started to find his legs. He's finally started to figure out what wins are, and maybe that is progress after fashion. Pounded at University, smack in the middle, round 5. Again, the luggage is trying to figure out a way to pound it home here. It's just, it's hard to explain, but it has been one of those absolutely crazy times. Mind you, there could be a bit of dancing celebration, but who knows? Maybe they'll get somewhere. There we go. Yeah, the defending champion. Yeah, you see that right there. Big highlight. He's finally got a win. That has been the craziest thing he's had this whole entire time. And if you believe he's going to start winning, then you believe that as well. Absolutely. Okay. And there we go. The Goblins, as you can see there, after the surprise good first win, he's discovering how tough Goblins really are, and then finally turning up the rear. They still have a game in hand. They still have to play here. And it should be a really interesting humdinger there. Chaos. They need a win to claw back into it there. All right, now we're going to take a look and review the teams. Okay, we're going to make this absolutely down and dirty here, because a bunch of you there have got a bit of drinking to do soon enough. Or at least you're still sobering up from it. Depends when this cast actually comes out here. Whitewater Motorboating, as shown, they are right now ranked number 2. As we can see, the team is doing phenomenally well here. And they have now gotten themselves back up to the 13-lady roster. Take a look at the great skills. He's got the 2 wrestles here. He's got the kick. an enormous amount of blodge. He's got the absolute sure hands there. The thrower actually does do throwing. There's the guard. There's the AG for dodging around there. 2 multi-blows. He's even decided to, just for the fun of it, yeah, I'm going to show you right here. It's an Amazon with piling on. Not a skill you normally see, but that's how this division's been going there. 1480 TV. He's got the 3 rerolls all he needs. Solid fan factor. He is moving from strength to absolute strength here. Now, top of the charts here, Elf Buggery. Yes, this has been the amazing team. It has been a bloody miracle. Some would say it's almost been a train wreck the way they've been going along, but, you know, if you believe that, once again, I swear I've never done that any time this week. All right, let's take a look here at the team. As you can see, he has suffered a couple more deaths in there. It's like endlessly, he's rotating players in, players out, players in, players out. But that's okay. That's what the Pro Elves expect to do. And the last few casts, yeah, there's an awful lot of dying on this team. But you can see there, by the count, he's got sufficient players. Yes, he's still having to now worry about the old loner coming in if he ends up more Mystic games. But look at the skills there. You know, there's the Blitzer. He's got phenomenal movement. He's finally had to replace this one there after the crippling injury he took in the last game. This is the God piece. This is the one that leaps in and completely fucks your day. No one's been able to figure this one out, except for letting him crash on his own. That seems to work just bloody fine. And then, of course, look at the 2 catches there. Absolutely insane mobility. And then, of course, the howitzer he's got for a quarterback. It does great jobs. 1370 there, 3 rerolls. He's kind of thinking he might need another one the way this is going. He's thinking about it, but it's a possibility. Of course, 5 fan factors. So the team is doing strength to strength to strength. Raw, raw, raws. It's funny how these 3 teams are there. Here we are, Team 3, the underdog. He's looking likely to qualify. Look at how solid this team is. That's what my sister said last week. Anyway, going on here, take a look there. Finally, the Tomb Guardians have at last finally started getting skills. This was his big problem coming in the division. It's no longer a problem, as you can see here. 2 guards, and of course 2 multi-blows. He's working on the other ones here. He's got guard on the extra blitzer. He's got tackle on the other because he knows there's dodging in this team. And especially around this division here. The throw raw, absolutely phenomenal. Lots of luck ever getting the football back from it. The dirty player that works hard all day. Hopefully gets his foot back later on from confiscation. And, of course, the rest of Skeletons he doesn't really care about there. But 1380, decent TV. 3 rerolls. Good fan factor. Again, that team belongs right where he is. All right, let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's definitely been the worst nightmare. He's tried. God knows he's tried. Yeah, but he's never quit, has he? No, he never, ever does. And that's what you love about this team. I bless your song because you're realizing just how odd goblins really are to play. They really are a pisser, aren't they? Let's take a look. Remember, he's had to replace trolls. This is what slowed his team down. So that's why he starts apothecating. But they both have guards, so that's starting out there. The loonies ended up buying dodge. Didn't get the double he actually wanted there. The Fanatic's out for the game, unfortunately, there. But he has finally acquired the Mighty Blow, so he's a little bit more effective. And as for the rest of the survivors, well, as you can see as it is, sidestep, here's finally the Goblin that might do it all and be the big scoring feat. 3 rerolls, it's alright. 1 fan factor, the 1 diehard supporter keeps showing up. Does have the Apothecary, very overworked. But there's still 3 games in, so you never know what's going to happen. All right, here was the team that, ran away and went home to mother, so won't bother with him. And, of course, let's go take a look at the defending champions. Yeah, that's becoming quite the mantle to Kenny, isn't it, lad? Let's take a look there. Fluffy, doing his job. He's got God again, starting to haunt you there. This is becoming the real, chain and anchor and albatross around his neck. Mighty Blow, that's fine, but 1 and 9s are killing him all season. Meanwhile, over here, see the Pestigores, he's got the 3, so that's actually a good move in his direction then. You can see what they're having to do. One's become the kill piece. Someday he gets block, who knows? Meanwhile, over there, yeah, he's finally had to buy block because he's sick and tired of 1 and 9s, extra arms, so now he's learned, hey, pick up the ball. Maybe that's why he's won a game. The dirty player, of course, and of course the rest of the rodders, it's just trash. 3 rerolls, only the 3 fan factor, 1410 T value. And he's got a long road ahead, but he did finally put a win in the win column. Okay, Pounding at University. What are we going to say about this team? Other than that, they're sitting at 5th. That's about all you can say about it, but maybe it's starting to go right. I will stress this, maybe. The Cruxor is finally starting to play games. This is what's killing him, literally. Saurus is this deep in the season, and they're just not skilling. Like a block. Monty blows. He's got one who does a job, one with tackle. He has to. He's all the dodge. And as for the skinks, remember, he's had to replace these skinks twice. It's been a crazy season. So if you start complaining about this, going, no, you don't understand. These keep dying. This is the second run of them here. And even they've suffered death, so he's even got more. And you'd say, well, he's carrying a lot of skinks because he's getting used to getting killed all the damn time. He has spares. It's not bad skills, though, because it looks like they survive. Who knows? 1440. 3 team rerolls fan factor. It has a chance probably to squeak in on 4th here. Now, let's take a look here. Directions. Well, they've got a direction. And the direction right now seems to be the bottom. But time and time again, as we reviewed this team shouldn't be in the bottom ranking. No, they bloody shouldn't. This team should be fighting for the top 4. It's just not happening, though. Take a look at the skills here. Fantastic Chaos Warriors. Yep, you see Monty Blow. There's a pattern here in this division, isn't there? But he's got plenty of block. Lots and lots of block. But then take a look here. He's got the extra arms. Case missing place. He's gone with the Minotaur because he definitely wants to do something. And this is the best chance. He's gone here. He's got to shake things up. 4 rerolls. Not much fan factor. Does have the Apothecary. It should be doing better. But he's got 3 games. Well, actually 4, but we'll get into that there. And of course, here we are. Rule the Seas. This is the team that this coach is trying to go, what the fuck is going wrong? Let's take a look at it here. Remember, he's had to replace werewolves. So he's got one really good one and one that's starting to get right back in. The goals have been, again, the albatross around the neck for this team, which is ironic considering what the theme is. Look at this. 3rd time not lucky. He's definitely not been run by Captain Kirk. And, of course, there's the Lexington. Again, he's finally now reskilled back up, but he's always cringing, this coach, about when they're going to die again. And he's had more, but he's just sticking to these ones here. And, of course, the zombies. The hardest working zombies in the entire league. And then, of course, he's finally got the 2 flesh golems, and you can see immediately it's starting to change things up. The team is having a better go of it. 3 rerolls, better fan factor. It's just been one of those seasons. Let's do a final wrap-up in here. Let's take a look here. Again, as you can see, top, Elves, Amazons next, Khemri, and then the Necromantics. Surprising is Chaos on the bottom. He should be much higher, but then again, every team down here, with maybe one exception, thinks they should be up here too. And let's take a quick look here. Scheduled day 4, as you can see, they haven't played the last game. As we did mention here, Panda finally got the upset he needed, if you can call it that. Well, it really is an upset. 2-0, and against Rule of the Seas of all things. The Necros were really surprised. Pounding at University finally got a solid game. Yes, it's against the Goblins, and the Goblins, as I've said before, once things start going wrong, I'm sad to say, lad, it really starts going wrong. It's a character builder, that's what it is. And, of course, Elf Buggery, the fight for the top, and it's a 2-2 tie. Sigh, nothing achieved. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Game day 5 coming up. Pounding at University has their toughest match yet. Rule the Seas. Both teams need to win. Flip a coin. You can tell who's going to win that one. Stinky Boy Bandits versus Directions. Both teams, again, need a win. So expect there to be lots of carnage. I'd like to say this is going to be the easy one. I'd love to say it. I think, unfortunately, the number of skills what a Motor Body have, it probably is going to be a win, pure and simple, but are they going to get out of it unhurt? It depends what kind of dice show up for Edward's Nightmare, don't they? And then there's the game. It might actually decide who actually stays on top. Elf Buggery have now got their worst possible matchup. The one they dealt with, the Rah-Rah-Rahs, the one team that can absolutely destroy them. Of course, that's been said by every other team that they've bumped up in. Look where they are. They're still alive. All right, let's wrap this one up. So there you go. That has been Hooligan Division wrapped up for, it looks like, end of this year, and going into the next one there. Still 3 games in sight. They've had a great time, and I think you chaps are sticking it out, and you've been doing absolutely wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully things will go better for you. It's going to be a fight to the final 4, and we'll see just who finally comes out on top of everything. Nuffle, bless your dice.
Okay, another great cast by Discom. Alright, that is it for BBPN this week. I believe that's all we got. Come back next week. You should be able to tell by then who's going to make it to Hooligan Playoff. Korn might be finished. Nurgle might be finished by then at the pace that we're going. They're flying. And then Korn, well, yeah. Blood for Blood God? Anyway, that's it. This is Cadet Tank saying, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but never bet against me. Unless it's ogres. Apparently you can bet against me every time I play ogres.